All sewing machines must have the right needle and a new needle for it to truly work correctly. So I want to show you how you take a needle out, how to put it in, and then also too, we're going to link in this top right corner to a whole series of very short needle videos that we have done to help you pick the right needle for the fabric you're working on. So yes, if you're thinking you're sewing on denim fabric, yes, there is a denim needle. What makes that different? It's a sharper point. It's usually in those bigger sizes. So those are things that there are different needles for thinner fabrics, stretchy fabrics, Velcro, elastic, things that are just weird to stitch on. There is the right needle for it. So make sure you check out the needles videos. And then too, when you've got any type of sewing issues, you get skip stitches, you get little loops of thread on your fabric where it should have been flat and tight, you gotta just change your needle. It's the first thing to do. So when people call our store and say they're having trouble, I always ask, did you change your needle? And if they have, great. Then I ask them what kind of needle they put in and then what thread they're actually using. And then also too, after you do a needle change, is do make sure that your throat plate is cleaned out underneath. So if you check out our cleaning and maintenance video, that should help you also how to take care of this machine. So first off, when you do go to change a needle, you might be able to actually turn this screw yourself, but if you need a little extra help, you can always use the screwdriver and loosen it. Now this little piece of fabric that I have sitting underneath the presser foot is just in case I loosen it and it falls out without me holding on to it. It falls into the machine. So that would stop that issue. So again, just make sure if you haven't changed your needle for a while, just go ahead and just put a new one in, trust me. A size 80 or size 90 is a nice middle of the road size to use, so go ahead and look for some of that. Next, a needle has a flat side on the back. And so as you put the needle down into the presser foot, find the flat side, hold it in your hand, and then slide it up into the needle opening. Now the next thing to do is make sure that you're actually getting it up as high as it will go. So make sure you've loosened your screw far enough. You don't have to be real far, just enough that it will let the needle go all the way to the highest position, and then tighten it with your fingers. Go ahead and tighten it. Now if you are using the screwdriver to tighten the screw, just make sure you're giving it a gentle turn. Don't crank down using the screwdriver, because if you go too hard, it actually will break this part. So if you're using screwdriver, just a gentle turn. Obviously you don't want the needle to fall out, but if you're doing it by hand, you can give it a good physical turn and you won't over tighten it. Next, the best way to check whether your needle is in the highest position is to go ahead and use your needle threader and see if the needle threader head and the needle line up. So that way, if they do, you will see that you have put it in correctly. If the needle and needle threader head don't line up, one is higher than the other, you will have that quick ability to go in and make sure it goes to where it's supposed to so it doesn't hit down in the bobbin case area. So don't forget, change your needles, use your needle threader to check it, and check out our links to the needle videos and see what kind of needles you need for your next project.